This is a 6-year-old house owned by a single lady, and she's having a few issues in the basement. She doesn't go in the basement that often. You'll see why in a minute. It's an unfinished basement, 3-bedroom house. Woods did some form ties that were leaking. They're not currently leaking, and she's just concerned about some other issues. So we suggested placing newspapers in suspect areas where there might be a leak. That's the water line going through the foundation wall. And as you can see, the newspaper is nice and fresh. Let me get out of the way. Newspaper gets wet, gets crinkly. So this paper has been dry. Over in this area where the hot water heater and the overhead plumbing is from the shower upstairs, they thought they saw some moisture on the floor, so we're checking for a drip in this area. No drip yet. And then returning to where the basement door is in the sump pump area, this is what concerned the homeowner when they came down into the basement. They saw this box, and obviously it had gotten wet. So the question is, did it get wet from a leak in the window? It's raining today, and has been raining for the month of October 2009. And again, we had some paper down, but the paper is fine. It's not showing signs of being wet. So we're really trying to figure out what is going on in the basement as far as why water is getting in and causing problems. We're ruling out the conduit for the electrical panel, because you can see it goes out through the sill, the rim joist. So there's no wall penetration, and of course the window shows what's above grade anyway. The I-beam pocket is above grade, so it's not leaking through the I-beam pocket. Woods is going to give this dry basement science book free to the homeowner to review for options to keep her basement dry. We came back on the outside of the single lady's house. That we were in the basement that had the newspapers on the floor. So now you can see how the yard drains away from the window. The newspaper helps us track where the dampness comes in first. Back in the corner here, she did have a problem with her sump pump discharge line. They tied it in with the downspout, realizing that water overhead was coming out of the gutter. So even though the gutter was clear, at some point in this system here or below grade out to the street was clogged. The sump pump is pumping water into the system that wouldn't let rainwater out, and it was cascading down and kind of flooded in this area. So did that help cause the window to leak? Well, the drainage would say no, it didn't. So by tracking the newspaper on the floor, we could determine that she taped newspaper onto the wall. The newspaper on the wall was dry. The newspaper below on the window next to the box, remember the box that had the water stain on it? That newspaper was wet. We need to improve the drainage at the floor wall seam to the sump pump in this corner to take care of her problem. By interviewing with the homeowner, following up, asking key questions, maybe using the newspaper to determine where the water's coming in, not through the window, but yes, at the wall floor seam. That is a smaller repair than doing a bigger wall or 2 walls in the house, and that saves the homeowner money. Here's our blog address. You can learn more about Woods Basement Systems, watch some videos, crawl space, foundation repair, basement repairs. Learn more about what Woods can do to fix your basement problems. Or call us. You got a question? Ask an expert. Talk to somebody about the do's and don'ts in your basement. We'll be happy to talk with you. Just give us a ring. Contact us, blog us, call us. We'll send you this book out for free, Dry Basement Science. Learn about how to keep your dry basement dry, plus how to fix wet basement problems.